Welcome back to my channel. We have a really fun video coming up. Before we get into today's video, I want to say a massive thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. So if you haven't heard of Skillshare, Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives. Skillshare is an amazing place for you to learn more about anything that you're interested in, whether it's something that's just a hobby or something that you want to turn into your career and you want to actually get paid for it. Let's talk about some of the things that you can learn on Skillshare. You can learn about starting an online business. You can expand your knowledge within the marketing space, content creation, editing. I learned how to YouTube edit via Skillshare. You can get into music, photography, being a YouTuber, absolutely everything. So I work from home. I make all of my money working from home. And I feel like every single thing that I do for work is something that one of you guys can learn at home, honestly, through Skillshare. I'm looking at Skillshare classes and I wanted to read a few of these out. There is a class here called Build New Skills in Adobe Photoshop. It used to be so niche to learn about editing or Photoshop or whatever. I feel like it's so hard to do. But then with Skillshare, you can actually learn how to do this in just 5 hours and 20 minutes. There's 4 classes. There's a class called Get Started with Digital Illustration. That's pretty cool. There's a class called Learn the Fundamentals of Music Production. I really need to tap into that because I really want to get better at music. You can learn how to DJ. You can learn how to podcast properly. Also, there are language lessons. Like you can literally learn a different language with Skillshare. Isn't that so cool? I actually tried one recently and it was Introduction to Meditation. It was a class all about meditation, how to get into it. I've always wanted to, and thankfully with Skillshare, I have learned to master my meditation skills. I don't do it every single day, but I genuinely do try and meditate at least once a week. I feel like it was so necessary to learn about different breathing patterns and how to actually meditate properly without my mind just thinking 100 thoughts whilst meditating. So yeah, that was an incredible class, which I highly recommend. You could be a complete beginner at photography, for example, and you can hop onto Skillshare, learn about different cameras, learn about different editing styles, different photography styles, you name it, even photoshopping like we were talking about before, and you could actually turn it into your career. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so you better get on that. You could literally switch career paths by just getting good at something and starting your own business. You could start your own business. Thank you so much to Skillshare for supporting me and for sponsoring today's video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I'm really cozy right now. As you can see, I'm chilling. I'm going away in a week and I'm feeling kind of sick, but also I don't want to manifest that. But like, I feel like I'm getting sick. Anyway, hopefully if I do get sick, it passes quickly. And I'm glad that it's happening now rather than the day before I leave, because that would send me into a stroke. Anyway, this vibe right now is perfect for what I want to talk about. So I want you to be comfy, just like me. I'm sitting here on this chair. This little beanbag thing is so comfortable. That's why I chose this for podcasting. And yeah, this little blanket on me, everything is good. Good vibes. Okay, so we're going to be delving into some topics today that we need to be comfortable for. Okay, I wrote down that I wanted the title for today's video to be "It's Okay to Feel Lost in Life and Other Hard Pills to Swallow" in brackets. I have written down a whole bunch of notes. I don't exactly know how I want to structure this, but I've been wanting to talk about feeling lost and how to stop feeling lost, you know? And it's funny because I have friends of all different ages. I have friends in their 20s, just like me. I have friends in their 30s. One of my best friends is honestly in his late 30s. And I don't know, we get along so well. I feel like the older I get, the more I realize that age doesn't really matter, to be honest. Like in terms of friendship, I don't know. If you're like 19 and you're friends with a 50-year-old, obviously that's a bit weird. But once you start paying your rent and you're working and you're, you know, just out here in the world being an adult, everything is just so difficult. You know, what you want to do, comparing yourself, social media. I want to get into the whole social media thing. Social media ruins everything, okay? And I don't want to be completely negative because of social media, I can travel so much. I have this platform, I get paid. So obviously I'm super grateful, but there are things that I genuinely don't like about social media. Like, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. On YouTube and TikTok, I do a lot of this stuff. I'm talking, it's advice, it's my personality. That feels very genuine. It feels good, it feels fun because it feels like I'm doing something to help other people. Whereas Instagram is literally a place where nobody is going onto their Instagram story being like, hey guys, I just had diarrhea today. I'm having the worst day. Like, sorry, TMI, I'm not actually having diarrhea, okay? But no one posts that stuff. No one's going to go on there and be like, hey guys, I'm super broke. Just got back from holiday. Literally have nothing in my account. There's crickets jumping in my bank account. No one is saying that stuff. You know the old saying, the highlight reel? It's like, truly that's what it is though. Everybody's just posting their best photos from their vacations and hanging out with friends and just all the best moments, because why would you want to post being so vulnerable? I find that YouTube and TikTok, video style content can be a lot more relatable. So there's room to kind of sit just like I am right now, being honest about life. But Instagram is also a part of my job. I still get a lot of work for Instagram. Pretty much brands will send me clothes and then I have to post in the clothes to get paid and whatever. And I know this is going to sound like a first world problem. And I'm not saying being an influencer is difficult, okay? I think being a YouTuber and editing my own videos and my sponsors and my content business, all of that is a lot more difficult than Instagram. I'm not saying being an influencer is difficult before someone comes for my neck. But what I will say is it is mentally challenging to constantly worry about, oh my God, how many likes is this getting? How many impressions do I have on my account? How do I feel about this? How do I feel about that? It's exhausting. It's exhausting. It ruins everything. Okay? It's like, I don't know what's happening. My frontal lobe has developed and I've realized that I don't actually enjoy the whole influencer thing. I love being a YouTuber. I love video content, like I was saying. And I also like taking photos. I love photography. I love wearing a cute outfit and taking a nice picture. Just like when it becomes a job, it's so hard. And then, okay, this is what I wanted to get into. It's the comparison. And I know so many of you guys would be at home thinking that it's just you, but I do this too. Like other people my age that are killing it, or they're celebrities or whatever it is that you compare yourself to. I do that too. There are people that I look at and I'm like, oh my God, why am I not this person? Why do I not have my shit together like this person? The other day I was looking at Tate McRae and her new album came out and it's amazing. I love her. And it's just like, how is she 21 and she's touring and she's probably a millionaire? And it's like, as much as I don't want to compare myself to these people, I still do. I think all of us do. I think all of us have that feeling, that conflicting feeling of like one day, oh, I'm doing good. I'm actually like pretty proud of myself. Life's great. And then the next day you're like, I'm a failure. I'm in my flop era. Truly, I'm a flop, And it's the comparison that's really, really difficult. And so instead of sitting here and talking at you, I wanted to talk to you. I know you can't talk back, but I wanted to share a little bit about my own personal experience so that you guys know that it's not just you. It is so toxic to constantly be scrolling on Instagram and worried about just like how many likes you've gotten and who's doing what, and you wake up and somebody's having the best holiday ever and you're at home and it's like cold and shit weather, and it's just so toxic. You are never going to be happy that way. And it's taken me this long, I've been doing this for years, to realize that's my least favorite part of my job. Okay, and going back to what I was saying before, being an influencer is not necessarily difficult, but mentally it's just exhausting. It's draining. It's just, I hate it. I hate the comparison. I feel like society's pressure to have it all figured out at a certain age kills me. It drives me insane, you guys. Like, have you ever heard of that whole saying, it's good to be bored because the best ideas come out of boredom? We are never bored anymore. We're always watching TV or doing this or doing that or stimulated or planning a million trips and spending all our money going shopping. Afterpay. I recently deleted Afterpay because I was honestly spending way too much money using Afterpay. I'm a normal person, guys. I sit here and I scroll and I buy things and I binge eat sometimes. I'm not always perfect. I don't always feel great. I feel manic and insane sometimes. Insane. I'm telling you, it's a normal thing. And I called my friend the other day and I said, do you ever feel insane? Like, is it just me? And he goes, all of my friends and I feel insane too. He was telling me about how he called his other friend in the same day that I called him, and she was spiraling about something. And it's just sometimes nice to hear somebody say that they feel the same. And that's why I wanted to talk about this. Guys, I feel lost all the time. Okay, so I want to give you examples of how I feel like I can spiral sometimes and how I can feel really lost, okay? So obviously I feel very grateful for my career. Obviously it's amazing, this whole YouTube thing and getting to travel and getting paid to travel. This is all incredible. I'm very lucky and grateful. But in saying that, sometimes I feel like I can't pick my aesthetic. I cannot pick what I want out of life, what I want out of friends, what I want out of anything. And I know that you guys feel that way too. Maybe there's a certain career that you want to actually tap into, but it just feels so foreign and so different. And you feel like, oh, I have to stay in this job because life is so expensive and I can't, like, whatever. And you just feel super lost and you feel really stuck. Okay, I think wanting change is amazing because we constantly need change. We need to grow. We need to change. We need to try new things. You don't want to, get to the end of your life sitting there on your deathbed. I know this is very depressing to think, but you don't want to get there and have no memories and have traveled nowhere. And that's it, just average, just so average. You want those friendships that make you feel amazing. You want those friendships that literally light a fire under your eyes and make life feel worth living, okay? You want those experiences that make life feel worth living, because when you have really good experiences, then you have something to hold on to, because it's like you remember that trip and you get excited for more trips to come that might feel that way and whatever. It's good to have goals. It's good to want change. But in saying that, there is such thing as being unrealistic about your expectations for yourself. I'm not saying sit around and date this bummy guy that treats you like shit, okay? I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not telling you to be comfortable. But instead, I'm telling you that it's okay to be proud of yourself and to feel like you are actually doing a really good job, okay? Are you in jail? No. There's so many people out there way worse off. I don't know why jail was the first thing that I thought of, but there's just so many people that are in a really bad situation. By the way, if you're streaming this from jail, there's people doing worse than you too, okay? There's always worse. There is always, always, always worse. And so you sitting here looking at your bank account thinking, oh my God, this person that I know just bought a house, that person's on holiday, and here I am with $5,000 or even $1,000 or even $10 in your bank account. It doesn't matter. You can change whatever you want in your life. You can rewrite the narrative. But sitting around being so negative, beating yourself up and comparing yourself to everybody on Instagram and to everybody on social media will literally get you nowhere. It'll get you nowhere. It's toxic. It's awful. It's quite literally a version of self-harm, which is kind of insane when you really think about it. Okay, so basically social media has made it impossible to avoid comparison. And like I was saying before, I want to talk about my own personal life. There would be somebody out there that is looking at my life thinking that, oh my God, she's doing all these things. I wish I had XYZ. I wish I was living in an apartment like that or whatever. I still feel 100 emotions. I feel sad. I feel angry. I feel jealous. I feel all the same feelings that I used to feel before I had what I have now. Does that make sense? Nothing's changed. I'm still lost. I still feel confused. I still question my path. Okay, so there's a kids movie that's perfectly aligned with what I'm trying to talk about right now. It's called Soul. And I don't really want to spoil, but what I will say is the movie kind of talks about or shows you this character that is chasing something. He's chasing his dream. And it's kind of like when you really think about it, once you get there, and you get that dream and you get what you want, it's never going to be enough. You're always going to want more. And that can leave you feeling lost. And so therefore, sometimes the answer, as cliche as this is genuinely trying to find happiness within yourself, because that's the only place you will ever find it. And so I got really sick of hearing this whole love yourself, be happy, blah, blah. It's like, oh my God, shut up, so cringe. Once I'm driving a Mercedes and living in a big apartment and killing it with money, then that's going to make me really happy. And look, I'm sure it will, okay? But I can tell you from my experience now, no, I am not Bill Gates. No, I'm not a billionaire. No, I'm not a millionaire, billionaire, none of it yet. But I can tell you from my experience, I have experienced some pretty incredible things. I've stayed in some amazing villas overseas. Like, I stayed in this villa, guys, it was insane. It had a massive pool with a slide and just like this whole thing. And I got to stay there for free. And tell me why. And I know this is first world problems, and I don't want someone to take this as like, oh, she's so ungrateful. I was so grateful, but I started crying because I realized, wow, this doesn't take away my problems. Like, I don't feel any different. I'm excited to be here and I'm grateful, but I don't feel different. I still have the same problems. I still have the same traumas and guilt, and it just doesn't go away. Like, you actually have to heal so many things within yourself and find happiness within yourself. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what opportunity presents itself. It doesn't matter what happens or how much money you have. You're never going to really feel that good. You're still going to feel lost, you know? So it's just about chasing the right thing. I really want to start chasing happiness. I really want to start looking inwards and thinking, okay, what gives me dopamine? What makes me really happy? What hobbies do I love? What people do I love? Which of my friends make me feel bad? Have you ever had a friend that is just quite negative and sort of views life with negative glasses on kind of thing? Like, you say to them, oh, I really like this. And they say, oh, I could never. I literally have a friend like that, and I've just been distancing myself from her because I just can't deal with it. Like, I don't want that energy. I don't want any of that. And so you really need to actually have a think about what things make you happy, because hanging out with the people that make you happy, doing the things that bring you joy, like saving up for a trip, traveling, tapping into this new career, whatever it might be, those are the things that are going to help you stop feeling so lost. I feel lost too. This has definitely happened to me, but sometimes we feel lost because we've outgrown an old identity. So here's an example. When I was younger, I used to love going out. Oh, I ate it up. I loved going out. I had a fake ID. I would go underage clubbing all the time. I don't know if I can talk about this online, but loved going out. I would go out with all of my friends. And I don't know what happened, but I know what happened. My frontal lobe developed and I changed as a person and I grew up a bit. And now you could not pay me to step foot in a club. I am not going clubbing. I just give up with it. I never have a good time. And I'm not saying I'm completely closed off and I never ever want to go clubbing for the rest of my life. No, because when I went to America and I went out in LA, very influencer of me, I actually had a really good time, probably because I was meeting a lot of people in the same kind of industry as me and I found it really fun. I know other people would think, oh, that's so annoying. That's just like not my vibe at all. But for me, it was just for the first time I was around other people that were also YouTubers, and, you know, it was just nice. It was cool. But when I go out in Australia, it's like, I don't like this. I don't want this. I don't enjoy this. And it took me a while to realize it, but I was trying really hard to still fit into that puzzle, even though I wasn't enjoying it, because I didn't want to let go of it completely, because so many people in my life at the time loved going clubbing, they loved drinking, they loved doing drugs, whatever. And I don't like that stuff anymore. Okay, I've never really been into like drugs or drinking like that, but I used to love going out. And when I officially realized I can't do this, I hate going out, so many of those going out friends just disappeared out of my life. And of course it was sad, and of course it made me feel lost, and I felt so confused, because when you are outgrowing an identity, you might not even want to outgrow it. It just happens. And then you can't really control how you feel. If you don't like something anymore, you don't like it. It's like if you're in a relationship and you outgrow it and that spark isn't there, you know, you just don't have that spark and it doesn't feel like it'll ever come back and your mind's wandering off. If that happens, you need to trust your intuition. Otherwise, you're always going to be in that lost, stuck feeling. It's like if I just stayed clubbing and I just tried to force myself to enjoy that and be around those people and have those surface level conversations, then who knows? I might not even really be doing this right now. I could be so bummy working an average job. I'm not saying working an average job is bad. I'm just saying it's just not what I want. It's not what I wanted, and it's not what I vision myself doing. Like, I wanted to get into social media and to learn about this stuff. And, you know, if I didn't step away from all of that and just go through the discomfort of trying to find new friends and moving cities and all of this, then who knows where I would be. One thing I will say in regard to trying to stop fitting into puzzles that aren't for you is stop forcing clarity. You don't need clarity. You don't need to know exactly what the answer is. You will never know what the answer is. Okay? That's just life. How crazy is life? life is so insane, guys. Like, think about this. And I don't mean to offend anybody, so please take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. I do not have all the answers, okay? I do not have all the answers in life. But one thing I will say is it's just crazy that when it comes to religion, I feel like a lot of religions have the same values, being a good person, good karma, like that kind of stuff. I really like Buddhism and everything to do with spirituality and all of that. But I mean, I respect it. I respect every religion. But my personal belief is that there is no religion that has every single answer, because we're just kind of put on this planet and we don't really know for sure what was here before us and what's going to come after. And you can sit around and argue with me all you want. You can put someone in front of me that claims that they died for a few minutes in the hospital and then came back to life. Have you ever seen those people that talk about that? I'm not laughing as in I think it's ridiculous. I'm just laughing because it's like, damn, like that's so annoying that you might be telling everybody about this experience and no one believes it. But I too am one of those people that will not believe you because I don't know. I haven't seen it myself, so I have no idea where I'm going to go or where I came from or any of it. We don't 100% have the answers when it comes to spirituality or religion. It's more just like a feeling when it comes to relationships. When it comes to pretty much anything, we're just gambling. We're just trusting our gut and we're going with what feels right. And so when it comes to you feeling lost, apply that same mindset. Just going with what feels right, just trusting your gut and not really deeping it too much because you can't really control anything. The more you try and control something, the more it will control you. I said this in a video and it went so viral on TikTok, but I'll say it again. Like, I just really love that mindset of just letting go, let them theory, just let them do whatever they need to do, let whatever needs to happen, and it'll figure itself out. You just gotta let go. And one last piece of advice that I have, this is very important. Sometimes trying new things will help you eliminate that feeling of being lost. Honestly, I promise this really works. So if you hate where you live, move cities. Don't sit around and be like, oh, but Luma, but my family, but my friends. There's FaceTime. There is literally FaceTime. You can FaceTime whoever you want. Okay, you can come back. If it sucks and it doesn't work out, you can come back. Everything's gonna be fine. Everyone's still gonna love you. If you need to move cities, move cities. Okay, if you need to move countries, move. If you wanna change jobs, quit, you'll figure it out. Or have a little bit of a plan and start working towards it and trust that you are going to be happier trying something than staying somewhere that makes you unhappy, because you're bound to figure it out. You are gonna figure it out. You're gonna be okay. You've gotten this far. You've figured it out until now, you know? It's like what I was saying before about it could always be worse. Even if you're streaming this from jail, shout out. I doubt anyone's doing that. But like, you know, if you are, then you can plan for what you're going to do when you get out. Like, there's no point sitting around and being hopeless and hating your life. Like, be excited about something and try something new. And when you do try new things, it'll really help you stop feeling lost, because through these new experiences, you will have little epiphanies and learn more about what you like and what you want to do and where you want to go with your life. You know what I mean? So try new things, guys. Try new things. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself and understand that you are not the only person that feels lost. I feel very lost too, all the time, really. I mean, I have like one day a week where I'm like, I'm killing it. What? I'm literally killing it. I have my shit together. Every other day, 6 other days of the week, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in my flop era. Haven't uploaded in time. Flop. Anyway, speaking of not uploading in time, I need to upload this video. My editor, you guys, is literally going to have a field day editing this because I was so chaotic. Like, I've cut out so many things. Shout out to him. You're amazing. We love you on this channel. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, this episode and all of my other ones from my podcast, It's Not That Deep, will be up on Spotify and Apple. The link to that is down in the description. I have some exciting things coming. I'm going to be vlogging my next holidays and filming some pep talks while away. So make sure you subscribe and leave me a comment. I love reading all of your comments, okay? Love you guys. Bye.